April's total solar eclipse crosses the Arkansas-Missouri border and enters the state of Missouri at 1:53 p.m., traveling at almost 1,800 miles per hour. Less than a minute after crossing the border, the shadow of the moon falls onto the town of West Plains, the first town of appreciable size within the path of totality in Missouri, lasting there for exactly 3 minutes. While West Plains is still experiencing totality, the eclipse reaches the 16,000-person town of Poplar Bluff at 1:56 and 9 seconds, causing the town to fall into darkness for just over 4 minutes. 40 miles to the southeast, and 49 seconds later, Kennett, Missouri, population just over 10,000, falls dark for 2 minutes and 6 seconds, beginning just 2 seconds before 1:57 p.m. Half a minute later, at 1:57 and 31 seconds, the shadow of the moon reaches Fredericktown, where the eclipse lingers for just over 4 minutes. At about this time, similar to the situation Fort Smith, Arkansas found itself in just 7 minutes prior, the 300,000-person city of St. Louis, 30 miles north of the path of totality, experiences a 99.14% partial eclipse. For the second time in less than 7 years, a majority of the gateway to the west finds itself as the gateway to a total solar eclipse, and, once again, just misses out on the action, not to receive a total solar eclipse of their own until June 3rd, 2505. This almost 500-year span with no total solar eclipses is par for the course, as most places on Earth see a total solar eclipse on average only about once every several hundred years. However, this region of eastern Missouri is unique, as numerous towns and cities just south of St. Louis, including Perryville, Farmington, and St. Genevieve, find themselves in the path of totality. This in itself, though, wouldn't be all that surprising. After all, as the path of totality weaves its way through the state, numerous towns and cities will experience midday darkness. However, for these towns and those nearby to them in Missouri, as well as many places across both southern Illinois and western Kentucky, this is their second total solar eclipse in less than a decade. Beginning at 1:58 p.m., totality once again descends on this part of the country, now for the second time in just 6 years, 7 months, and 18 days, with almost 200,000 people viewing the spectacle from just Missouri alone. At almost the exact time as the town of Perryville plunges into darkness at 1:58 p.m., an 11.5 square mile swath of Tennessee, home to less than 100 people, experiences totality for up to 90 seconds. While the state of Tennessee itself experienced a total solar eclipse in 2017, this extreme northwestern corner of the state did not. Regardless, this eclipse path nicking Tennessean soil is especially important, as after today, the state of Tennessee won't see another total solar eclipse for 129 years, with the next one not occurring in the skies over Tennessee until October 17th, 2153. From here, the shadow of the moon sweeps through northwestern Kentucky, much of which, similar to eastern Missouri, is experiencing its second total solar eclipse in living memory. At 1:58 and 10 seconds, the eclipse reaches the Kentucky border, transiting through the state of Kentucky for the next 7.5 minutes. At 2 p.m. sharp, the eclipse reaches Paducah, a town of 26,000 which also saw the 2017 eclipse. Here, totality will last for 94 seconds. At 2:01 and 43 seconds, the eclipse reaches Morganfield, a place that missed out on the 2017 eclipse by less than 2 miles. On April 8th, however, totality will last here for 2 minutes and 45 seconds. 13 seconds later, at 2:01 and 56 seconds, but surprisingly, to the southwest of Morganfield, the shadow of the moon reaches Marion, Kentucky. Located less than a mile from the edge of totality, spectators in Marion will see just 34 seconds of a total solar eclipse. albeit 34 more seconds than those outside the eclipse path. The eclipse then continues on, reaching Henderson, Kentucky at 2:02 and 27 seconds. Home to 28,000 people, Henderson will experience totality for 2.5 minutes. From here, the eclipse crosses into the Eastern Time Zone and exits the state of Kentucky just 3 minutes later, at 3:05 p.m. local time. Missing cities including Owensboro and Louisville by less than 20 miles, the umbral shadow of the moon is not set to return to the state of Kentucky until October 2153. However, we now have to rewind 7 minutes, back to 1:58 p.m. Central Time, when the eclipse entered the land of Lincoln, the state of Illinois.